Hey everybody, it's your girl Carla. What's going on? An order today for a cancer patient to make some edible gummies, and I thought that since I'm going to be making edibles, why not show you guys exactly how easy this really is. And if you're interested in reducing your symptoms and nothing is really working, like for me, making these edibles will definitely help you out a lot, because I've said it before that without, the weed helps me to deal with my symptoms. I did a little bit of research just to make sure that I'm going to be doing this right, and there's tons of ways to make gummies, with lecithin, without lecithin, using weed oil or weed butter or tincture, and there's just so many different ways to do this. And today I'm going to be doing it using coconut oil, because I'm going to be making, like I said, gummies. And the process is very easy. It's not as intimidating as a lot of these people make it sound. It took me a minute to get the measurements right, but I did the measurements according to, as a baker, according to my ingredients, and I put everything together. So I'm going to share it with you step by step, so you guys can take your time with it. If you decide you want to do it, you want to go out, get your weed, come back, and press play, I'll still be here. But let's go over what you're going to need. Now, the recipe that I actually am going to be using, it asks for 2 boxes of jello, and I want to make 2 different flavors. So I just split everything up. Like I said, I did the measurements, and we're going to do 2 different flavors today. I'm going to be doing Jolly Rancher Blue and watermelon. With this one, I'm also going to be using a Arizona, the watermelon flavored drink. We're going to try with a flavored drink and without a flavored drink, considering the fact that this is already a flavor. It's Jolly Rancher. I mean, this is a flavor too, but y'all know what I mean. All right. So go to the store, pick this up, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then of course, your Knox gelatin, you're going to need this. This you can also get in the store. Now, I have my citric acid. Citric acid is literally flavoring for Sour Patch Candy if you want gummies, but this recipe happens to call for it. I got this at the health food store for $2. Easy packet, see? $2, citric acid. Health food store, right on 125th Street. So here, I happen to have a little less than a quarter cup of shake, which is the remnants of whatever you smoked, the buds that are going on. This is the bottom of the bag. I'm confident that it's going to give a nice, treatment for the lady who's going to be eating these. And I'm using indica. Now there's 2 types. We have the indica and the sativa. So this is more commonly found on the streets. This is probably what you're going to find in your local stores around here. The ones that are selling little dime bags, little 25 bags. But this is what I'm using, indica. Okay. Then we have our olive oil. It's finally melting, but I have olive oil. This is organic olive oil. I'm going to be using Guar gum as opposed to soy lecithin, because soy lecithin leaves a bad taste and it changes the color of the gummies, and we don't want that. So we want to keep them nice and pretty. Okay, corn syrup. Got this at Aldi's for like $1.69, I think. Aldi's is the place to go. Okay, and everything else you see right here, my measuring cups, my measuring spoons, my squeeze bottles, all of that from the $1.25 store. Cut and dry, very simple. So the only thing you are going to probably need to make an investment on outside of the weed will be your molds. Today I'm going to be using these molds. So we're just going to put these right here. Okay, and then I have my double boilers. All of my ingredients are in place, so let's get this going. All right, now, of course, everybody knows you have to decarb your weed before you can do anything with it. Decarbing activates the THC in the weed, so we have to cook it first. We're going to cook it on 240 degrees for about 40 minutes. We're going to put it on 240. this is a little less than a quarter cup, which averages, let's see, hold on, I wrote it down. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a little less than a quarter cup because I want them to be strong. I'm not gonna be using as much, and I'll have more, you know, oil for later. And a quarter, this is a little less than a quarter cup, so I would average this about, I would say anywhere between 24 and 26 grams. And I've just decided that in addition, because this is a lot of shake for just the little gummies that I'm going to be making. Even with splitting this in half, I'm still going to have a very strong content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some butter out of this too. So I'm going to show you guys how to do butter. I decided that instead of chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to make some sugar cookies. I'm in the mood to decorate today. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so 240 degrees, 40 minutes. We'll be back. So here we are, 40 minutes later. It's decarged. Now, because I have a lot, I'm definitely gonna be making some sugar cookies tomorrow. So I looked up the conversion for about 10 grams of dried herb and converting it into cups or teaspoons or whatever it is. It's teaspoons actually. And I've been doing this all morning long. Like, I am a fanatic when it comes to numbers and cooking. I don't know what it is, but I can just do it all day. With that being said, 10 grams of dried herb will yield you about 5 1/3 teaspoons. So we're gonna separate this. We're gonna do two things at once, okay? We're gonna cook the oil and the butter at the same time. That's what we're gonna do. Do you see the color? It's like a nice brown now. It's pretty, right? Okay. So now I need about 2 sticks of butter, half a cup of water to the 2 sticks of butter, and my cannabis. And then for the coconut oil, I'm gonna be doing a quarter cup, so I'm going to make about, because you still want to give a little bit of time for it to, for some of it to kind of evaporate. So I'm gonna go with about a half a cup. I actually have enough shake to give myself a little bit of leeway, which is really good. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and we're about to do that right now. What you're gonna need with these, you're gonna need really great tops that can secure this, and you're gonna wanna simmer the both of them, or even just the one, but either way, you wanna simmer it on low for about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Some people have it up to 8 hours. I don't think it's necessary to go that far. I don't know, I'm not the expert. I just know that I've tested different times, and I've done it as long as 3 hours. Okay, so now that I have everything that I need, I'm going to start cooking. We're going to add our butter into our pot. We're going to do our 2 sticks. Turn you up. Turn you on low. Let it get nice and melted. Okay. Okay. We're going to add it to the other pot. I know it's really not a lot of oil, and it's a really big pot for the amount that I'm using, but I really don't need a lot of oil, and I don't want to waste it. So, our half a cup of water. Yeah. Just making sure. Okay, out. Okay, we're gonna measure this out, and let's see. They say 10 grams is 1/3 teaspoon. I don't even have a 1/3 teaspoon, but we're gonna make one. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Roll it like a joint. little bit of weed, right? All right. And we have our teaspoon. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see what we got over here. We got 1, 2. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot. 3, 4, and we got a little bit. So we got, look at that, almost. So instead of a 5 1/3, we got a little less than 5. Which, again, for the amount of oil I'm using, is not a problem. So we're going to mix this around. Okay. All right. So this one, because it's such a small amount, I have to be very, very mindful and watch it. So that's the only thing. So it might not be on for 3 hours because I might not have anything left. But an hour and a half. I'm going to stick with the hour and a half. Well, we're going to do this for an hour and a half. We're not going to do anything more than that. Yeah. And I'm just going to watch it periodically. So set the timer. Okay. Okay. And now we have gone from the decarb phase to the infused phase. And then we're going to go into the candy phase. And then later on, we're going to go into the cookie phase. Okay. Well, while I am waiting on my oil and my butter, I decided to go ahead and kill another bird with a stone. Or another 2 birds with a stone. I decided I'm going to be doing these wheat sugar cookies. I need royal icing. Of course, I don't have royal icing, so I have to make it. Now, to make royal icing, you need meringue powder. I don't have that either. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pasteurize my eggs first. Then I will have what I need to make my royal icing. So I thought it would be a fun, quick video to show you guys just how easy it is to pasteurize your own eggs. I mean, you don't even have to spend a ton of money on it. It's this easy. Okay, all right. So I went and I got myself 3 eggs from the corner store because I'm that lazy. No, because I'm on a tight schedule actually. So all I need are 2 eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pot, regular pot. I just wanted to see exactly how deep the water is going to, rise up above it. Because you need about 1 inch of water off the eggs once it's in the pot. So let's measure that out. I want to crack these eggs. I spent a lot of money for them. All right. So this is about where you want the eggs to be at. It's not that much. Let's see, can you see it? Yeah. So the eggs are here. So my finger is about a little bit more than 1 inch in. So what we're going to do is now we're going to take them out because now we know it's an accurate fit. These over here. Then we're going to cut this on. The one thing that I'm learning about myself is that if I want something and I just don't have the actual funds to do it, there's no reason why I have to stop unless I absolutely just cannot do it. And over the last several months, I've gotten so much better at not only penny pinching, but getting creative with the things that I want to do, because these are the things that I truly love to do. And I don't mind the steps. It's fun for me. It's therapeutic. I haven't had that many hot flashes today, so it's definitely calming my stress level down. It's just nice. Okay. All right, so we are at 76. Okay, so it's a little tricky to get it to 140, between 140 and 142. So what I'm doing is I've already brought it up to 142. Then I took a little bit of water out and I replaced it with cold water. So I brought it down to 137, so I'm slowly bringing it back up. So when I hit 138, I hit 138, we're gonna put them in and we're gonna let it go up to 140. Okay. Gently place them in. Okay. We're gonna watch the timer. Okay, our eggs are done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove them out of the water and put them in a nice cold ice bath. Not even an ice bath, just cool water, cold water. Let them cool off. And once they are done, I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator for later. And that's how we make pasteurized eggs. So easy, right? So there you have it. Very easy. You wanna make sure that your water covers your eggs. You don't want the water to go above 142. Play it safe and try to keep it at 140. Add a little bit of water in there if you see your temperature rising up before it's the 3.5 mark. But then you generally want them to sit in that water for 3.5 minutes. And then once you're done with that, then you're going to remove them, put them in something nice and cold, let them cool off, then store them. And you can do it for so much cheaper. I'm all about cheap. Okay, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Okay, so our bell went off and we are ready to strain it. All right, so it's been a good hour and a half. This is what butter looks like. See? It smells really good. So let's start off with a mason jar. I'm going to be using my mason jars. And I don't have any cheesecloth, so I'm going to be using 2 strainers. It just makes it easier to catch everything. Really, it's not a lot, but I need to put it in something. Okay. Now check this out. Once we're done, which we are, let's dump it in here. Little trick. And use that to press the last little bit of oil out of your can of oil. Which isn't enough, but every drop counts. And we have our cannaoil. This is what I'm going to be using for the gummies. Yeah. All right. Now the butter. And start a nice stream. I need to put this in something else. And then once I'm done, I'm going to store it in the refrigerator and it's going to separate. But now we're going to get started on the gummies. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. Once it starts to solidify, the water is going to separate from it. And then what I'm going to do is, once it's nice and solid, I'm just going to stick a little hole in there and drain all this out. Because all of this is the water. And all of this is the can of butter. In the refrigerator it goes. I'm using watermelon fruit juice. So we're gonna heat up. I need 3 3/4 teaspoons of hot boiling water and this. So we're gonna do that really quick. Okay. All right. Not enough. Not a lot. Just enough. That's more than enough. Okay, so once those come to a boil, then I'm gonna put these pots on and we're gonna get started. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to kind of come to a boil, I'm just going to throw my pots up here. All right, this one is almost there. So we have our watermelon for this one. So we're gonna add our pack. gonna turn this on to low. So I have, let me show you, just enough water in here. Don't let the water hit the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna put this on 4, 3, we're gonna put it on low. All right, so this is ready. Just waiting for this to boil. So in the meantime, we're going to add our jello. Okay, so with our water's boiling, getting ready to boil. Okay. We're gonna add a tablespoon of Knox gelatin, which, as you can see, is a little less than a pack. So let's turn you off. All right, and now this water is boiled, so we're gonna put this over here. We're going to cut this on. We're gonna put this one on 3 as well. And we're gonna open up the, what is this? The blue raspberry. All the kids are fast for blue raspberry. I don't know what the big deal is. Anyway, okay. So we have our blue raspberry. Jolly Rancher blue raspberry. Okay. Now we're gonna add 3 3/4 teaspoons of the watermelon juice, and then we're gonna do the same for the water. So we have 1, 2. We have 1, 2. We add a 1/4 cup of your syrup. It's just basically repeating the process, that's all. Then we're gonna add our citric acids. A 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid. Okay, so, all right, let's give this a quick swirl. Just a quick one. Yeah. So we're gonna let that do its thing. Alright, so now while this is slowly cooking, we're going to bloom our gelatin. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to take these two dishes, and I'm going to bloom my gelatin. Alright, so we got a 1/4 cup of this fruit juice. And then we got a 1/4 cup of water. Alright, so I wanted to show you this. This is a tablespoon. This is a packet of gelatin. It's a little less than a tablespoon. To make it a full tablespoon, I'm going to add some more to it. So, to make it a full tablespoon. There we go. Alright, so let's lightly, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lightly sprinkle it over the water. So I'm going to lightly sprinkle over the water. You can see what I'm doing. Let's give this a good mix really quickly here. Okay. All right, and repeating the same process. this in here. Sprinkle this on top. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And let's mix it. Yes, let's mix it. All right, so we're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes. All right, timer on. We're gonna say 4 minutes. All right, and let's see how our concoction is doing over here. Let's stir it. Make sure your fire is on low, because I turned mine down. Make sure it's on low. Okay, so now our gelatin is ready. Great, just broke a glove. It's fine. All right, so let's put this in. This goes into here. Because remember, this is the flame. Of course, you guys don't know why I'm saying it. You don't know. Okay. Then we have our watermelon. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stir this until it's combined. It's nice and melted. Okay. It's almost melted. So while we're working on that one, we're going to switch our attention to this one and do the same thing. Okay. So I know that, you know, just in case you happen to run out of molding and you still have some like gel left over, I mean some candy mix left over, just turn your water back on and put it back on your double boiler and should be fine. All right, so now everything is nice and it's melted. So let's turn it off. Now we're gonna add our guar gum and our cannaoil. Okay? So let's do that. Okay. Sorry about the lighting. I have to move kind of fast with this stuff. As you see, it's already starting to thicken up. So we're gonna add our 1/4 teaspoon of guar gum. And 2 tablespoons each of the cannaoil. Okay, so I'm gonna get this started. Look at that, perfect. Now that it's done mixing, I'm gonna pour it in here. This is where you gotta work really fast at. And hope that this thing sticks. Okay. Okay. Six. Little to no damage. Okay, into short. And there we have it. It's gonna be in the refrigerator for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm done. I am so happy that they're finished. Let's just, fingers crossed, hope that they come out like they're supposed to. We'll check back in about an hour, hour and a half. All right, so now that we're done with that, now these did hold up pretty well. I got these at the dollar store, and I have to say I am pretty impressed. Now, I didn't like squeeze it or anything. I was very gentle, as you could see. But yeah, not bad for $1.25. So listen, I know that there's a lot of compromises. I didn't have any cheesecloth, so I improvised. I used strainers, and all of these things that I'm using to substitute for the more expensive things, you can find at the Dollar Tree store for $1.25. I don't know why they call it the Dollar Tree. I hope they call it, I don't know. Anyway, it's a controversy in my head. But I hope that the video was an easy step-by-step process for you guys to, get started if you're interested in making some edible gummies for yourself. Because like I said, it helps with the hot flashes. It really, really does. And I'm just to the point in my life where I'm tired of sweating. Tired. It's really yummy too. It's really good. Oh my God, that's so good. Watermelon is already my favorite. All right, so the gummies should be ready. Let's check them out. All right, so let's see. They're gonna just pop out. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Okay. So as you see, they are popping out. Not bad for my first time making these. I'm excited. They're really good. So you just gotta be really, really careful when you pop these out. All right. Yeah, I had to pull the chair to the table because this is killing my back. But anyway, just to give you guys kind of a heads up. Look at that. Take a look. Okay, this is all the gummies, and I still have another mold to pull out. But that's it for the video. I'm done. I've done my job for the day. I hope that you guys are able to follow the directions. If there's any questions that you have, just ask. I am here, just a ball of knowledge. And remember, anything that you do, anything that you love to do, you do it unapologetically. I'm having a blast. Even the hot flashes couldn't damper the type of mood I'm in because I'm doing what I love to do. I mean, not to mention the fact that, it's just so much fun. I love to do this. So, before I go, I also threw in the whole pasteurizing the eggs as a little tip for you guys who are interested in making your own royal icing and don't have any meringue powder. So I hope that was helpful for you as well. This is Carla Alexander here with Keeping It Real. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I hope you guys try this recipe. I am giving kudos to the lady that I got the recipe from. I'm gonna tag her down, so she's gonna be in my description box. I love this lady. I think it's like Diamond Delight or something like that, but she's fantastic. I am gonna put the altered recipe down also in the description box so that if you guys are interested in making 2 flavors instead of just one, now you'll know how to do it. Okay? Okay. All right. This is Carla Alexander here with Keeping It Real. Oh, you know what? Why don't we just try one really quick? You know, just to make sure it tastes good. You know, watermelon. Oh my God. Yum, yum, yum. Oh wow. That tastes really good. Coconut oil. Yeah, these are really good. You guys gotta try the recipe. Gotta try it. Check it out. So you see how they look? You have to stand them up. Just let them air dry. So I got all of these out of that one recipe. Okay. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? They are so pretty. Although they're a little bit too big to stand up, so I have to lay them down. Yeah, so this is what they look like. See? Look like the Golden Army, right? I watch way too much TV. But yep, so that's what we got. That's what we got.